to Voices of Diversity. I am Sara Marcela Gomez, joined by my classmates Laura Palacio and Zoraida Barona. Today we have a special guest. He is Juan Pablo Santiago, an educator and researcher expert in intercultural pedagogy. Welcome, Juan Pablo, to this space. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for inviting me. I'm glad to discuss how pluricultural and multicultural education shape our societies and schools.
Pluriculturalism to me means more than just living side by side. It is about interacting and learning from each other. I think schools should be spaces where students' languages and traditions are not ignored.
Pluriculturalism emphasizes that dialogue among cultures instead of simple coexistence. As explained in Cross-Cultural Pedagogy by Londoño in 2021, it dismantles hierarchies and allows all knowledge systems to be valued equally.
I agree. I've seen classmates who feel left out because their language or traditions are not represented in class. It makes me think that education can either empower or silence voices.
That's right. In Language Contextualization in Public Space in Maluku Province by Lee et al. In 2023 says that the authors show how public linguistic landscapes often privilege dominant languages, which sends a message about whose voice matters.
One challenge I've noticed is that most textbooks only show one cultural perspective.
Yes, and that's part of the issue. Number 1, language marginalization by Wang Alektomaki in 2022. 2, curricular bias. 3, teacher training gaps by Smolten and Borkowska in 2024. And finally, the social inequality.
That happens a lot in Colombia. I know students from indigenous regions backgrounds who struggle because Spanish is not their first language.
Exactly. Pineda Bernal in 2022 highlights how Spanish-only instructions create barriers despite bilingual policies.
Okay, in my experience, when teachers include song or stories from other cultures, students are more engaged. Juan Pablo, what strategies to work here?
Great point. Some strategies that work are intercultural pedagogy by Londoño in 2021 by co-creating curricula with communities. 2. Critical literacy by Kazan in 2001 by questioning whose voices are present. And 3. Community participation by involving parents and leaders.
I like when we do projects that connect to real issues. It helps me see that diversity is just not a theory, but something we live.
Exactly. Case studies and project-based learning make inequities visible and build empathy, according to Xiao in 2024.
I think we as students should also take responsibility. For example, we can include everyone in group work and learn a few words from their languages.
That's a great action. On a bigger scale, governments must protect linguistic rights and invest in teacher training, according to Wang Alektomaki in 2022.
Also, teachers should reflect on their own basis, so any student feels excluded.
Yes, as the TEDx speaker Amir Poya Dartash in 2020 says, language and culture shape identity, so change must happen both at policy and classroom levels.
Pluriculturalism to me means more than just living side by side. It is about interacting and learning from each other. I think schools should be spaces where students' languages and traditions are not ignored. One challenge I've noticed is that most textbooks only show one cultural perspective. I like when we do projects that connect to real issues. It helped me see that diversity is just not a theory, but something we live. Today we learned that pluriculturalism requires dialogue and transformation.
And we have a role to play, not just teachers or governments.
Thank you, Juan Pablo, to share your insights. We learned a lot today about this topic. Listeners, please, let's think about it. Reflect on your own classroom. What voices are missing? And how can you include them? Thank you. Thank you for joining us.